Hey guys, welcome back to Tales from the Dorm. We have another guest today. As always, before any of that, my name is Dennis.
I'm Khalil. And I'm Elijah.
Alright, so this week's episode is going to be about aspirations / dreams. But yeah, before we go into any of that, as always, we're going to start off with Instagram or like any memes that we found that were pretty funny. So I want to start off with one. It's a picture of a black dude and a white girl, and it said, "I date white girls and break their hearts as revenge for slavery."
That reminds me of not yet.
Oh, yeah.
No. It reminds me of Lay's monologue that she was doing for Showcase. So she was
You're right.
Remember when she was talking about I was at the bar and then like this black guy was
For reparations.
That she dates white girls for reparations.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, it's insane because it's about to be Black History Month, so I wanted to start with that one.
Oh yeah, that's why you want to
yeah. Not anything else. The second one, she's a hoe, okay, and HO plus ME equals home. We're building over here.
That's just stupid, bro.
Yo,
go to confession now, please.
Nah, because I saw that and I was just like, there's just no way that that's actually real.
HO
plus
me equals home.
He's down bad.
That's
alright, let's
He's
do
down bad.
He's down. It was just someone on the Twitter. Alright. Okay, first one from Montclair Confessions. I'm so jealous of this specific couple. They're always happy with each other and holding hands. I hate that bitch for stealing him from me.
It's just Yaz and Elijah.
I do hold hands with Yaz, like,
yeah, bro.
a lot of the time when we're walking, but I don't like.
There's no girl. There can't be a girl. That'd be wild, though.
No, that would be wild. I freaking hate not being able to have a good, genuine hug every day. Like anyone else, just need a fat mom hug or a fat hug from someone you know who gives good hugs. Like, how hard is it to ask someone, please give me a hug?
The last one.
Valid, please give me a hug.
Please give me a hug is wild. But that's a valid statement.
Someone posted that on Montclair State.
Yeah.
Bro, I swear people just
really
like
need it.
It makes sense. It is valid.
That's a valid,
like,
but that's not something you share with them.
Yeah,
No,
people just
no,
like
no.
post whatever, bro. It's like you might as well just put your name, bro.
And it's crazy because there's ones that were like really wild that we did like the first few episodes that was like, oh, we like hooked up in like car park.
Yeah,
in the middle of the day. I was just like,
I remember that.
Nah, that was crazy. All right, to the people who keep stealing everyone's orders from the counter at Freeman, I hope you fail all your classes.
No, because this is a problem, bro. They do that John at Yella's. I literally got my John stolen.
No way.
Yes, bro. They do that John at Yella's all the
okay,
time,
wait.
bro.
How long do you wait for your order? Like, if
Bro,
it's
if Grubhub was like, your order is ready, I literally put my freaking Crocs on
and go.
and just, I'm on the second floor,
yeah,
bro.
you really are. I've never gotten my order stolen, like, at all from Yella's or Freeman.
I haven't from Yella's, but when I was dorming at Blanton, yeah, I would order like I would come here to Sam's. I would order and I would go and get something to drink because it was during the time where you had to eat outside, right? So I would like eat it and they would just leave it there. I would go get something to drink. I'll come back and that would be gone, and I'll be like, "Where's my food?" And he's like, "I just put it there." And I was like, "Oh my god!" I thought I spent like another 20 extra minutes just waiting for like a new order.
They'll have to remake that, John, bro. I literally been sitting there in Yella's and they're just like, "Sorry, sweetie, we'll make it for you again."
Dude, it's always that one white guy. Remember? What did he say? What did he say to me the other day, bro?
Because you were talking about the day's been like long or whatever.
Yeah, he's like, "That's good. You're in college to work." Bro, like eat a Frank, bro.
Eat a Frank is wild.
Dude, like what? Like that was just so random. Like, yeah, you shouldn't be stressed. Like,
no, that's
what you're here for.
That's what you're here.
Yeah, my parents say that all the time where I'm just like, I'm tired or like I'm stressed, and they're like, "Why? You just have to go to school." And I was like,
Bro, no, I don't think anyone realizes college, bro, is. I was telling my mom this the other day, bro. College is not easy, bro. Just because you're in maybe high school, maybe, but like. If anyone says college is easy or you're just like, oh, you're just going to school, you're going to classes.
Yeah.
Bro, college could be range from 9 a.m. to freaking like 10:30 p.m. And then on top of that, some of us genuinely have to work to pay for the college.
I will admit though, is that we do have it easier than other students. Because even talking with like other people that
I think our major.
Yeah.
We have it easier than other majors.
I think we're even. Like they'll get like hard work,
like
but
work,
we have time. Like the time that we have in our major, I think like we're if you're in the same, you're taking like core classes plus other classes. You like max out your credits. And then you have rehearsal.
That's true, but what I'm saying is the fact that like I 4 years, I already graduated, but 4 years in this school, I have never had to like stay up all night to do a final or like a midterm.
I have.
I have
for prerequisite classes, and I have for like memorizing.
Yeah, for memorizing like Heather's like character project. I remember I stayed up all night.
Sophomore year, right?
No. It was the coloring book. It was the
bro. Literally, bro. Oh my goodness, bro.
I stayed up all night.
I did. Joey, it was like 2 all-nighters, bro. In a row.
No. But you did it. You did it alone. Well, we did. It's okay. We did like we went to like one of the like abandoned classes that they didn't use, and we all just sat there and we just coloring. Like we just brought like a big pile of coloring pencils. So we finished that fast.
Bro, that's what we did.
Freaking
anything, bro. I was literally just like talking more than I was coloring, bro.
I did that, John, and I remember my sister came to the dining room, and I was doing. It was like 3 p.m. and I went into the next day. In the dining room, like my mom would bring me food.
That's crazy.
I had my headphones on, listening to different albums, just coloring.
No, it's funny. I at the time when I was with my girlfriend, I was like telling her, "Oh, I need to color. I'm so stressed," and she's like, "I have to do all of these piles of work at the same time." And she's like, "What the?" Because we're on FaceTime, and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And it was just like a bunch of like coloring pencils. Like I was just switching. And I was just like, "Oh, I'm coloring." Like it's just like this like stupid assignment I have to do. Right. And then she's like, "I literally been almost on the verge of tears, ranting to you about the amount of work I have, and you're just coloring." And I was just like,
"Said the same thing. You're little college."
Yo, no,
coloring. It's fun.
That's crazy. But again, I don't know.
I think it's different. I agree. Like it can be harder for other majors, but it's just so like it's hard to compare. Because like theirs is like more like physically taxing.
That's what I mean. Like I haven't
mentally taxing. Like
I think ours is both physically and mentally.
We're putting ourselves through trauma.
But we're not. But we're not really like doing like we're not like overloaded with so much like with knowledge. We're like actually putting in work like emotionally and physically, but like mentally. Like I've seen some. Like this girl that I knew from the gym, she was like showing me like stuff that she was doing for like to go into like marine biology, and there's like a bunch of calculus and chemistry.
Like,
so that's what I mean.
Like biology majors, I think are on a completely different.
That's what I mean, or even like law, like pre-law.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying in terms of like it's been easier for us in that sense of like our college experience has been this is stressful for like rehearsals and all these things, but we enjoyed it. Like, it's like what we want to do. But with them, it's just like damn, I have to go to like this 5-hour seminar. And like all these homework for something that I will eventually do later on, plus 8 years of school. That's what I mean. But
that's true.
All right, let's keep going. All right, I've already seen 2 dudes leave the bathroom without washing their hands today, and it's barely even noon. The fuck? Bro. Watch who you dap up in this campus. A lot of these dudes are grease balls. He said it got my day ruined.
That is bad.
That's crazy.
Yeah, nah. I won't say who it is, but like I was at the bathroom downstairs. You know, like the one near O200.
Yeah.
And like somebody was taking like a fat shit, bro, and it smelled terrible. And then I was like, oh, yo, it's good. But I realized like I dapped them up, and then like after their hands had like no trace of like wetness on them whatsoever. Like it was just dry, like just complete. I was just like.
I would die. I would not.
I went to the bathroom.
That's why I always keep your hands in.
That you know what's funny is the fact like that reminded me because for example like I've never used the bathroom to like actually like take a shit like in the school.
A public bathroom.
I haven't until recently, right? But the first time I did, was during Judas, right? Because we were, mind you, it was the day of the show. But like I had like I don't know what I had to eat. It was like something from Chili's. I had to go. And when I tell you like it was embarrassing because I went to the bathroom. Everyone was already like getting prepared. I was already prepared, but I was like my costume and everything. Everyone was like getting stuff, and someone came into the bathroom. It was one of the seniors, I don't know if they remember or if they're gonna hear this, but it was one of the seniors, and like someone was just like, "Who's in there?" I was like,
"That's
so wild." When I tell you, I did this. I lifted my legs as soon as the door opened. I lifted my legs, so I was just like, so it didn't show because it was like, nah, it was just too much. I was scared, I was petrified.
Like we used to do that in high school. Be like, yo,
no, especially in high school.
I'd be like, yo, this shit stinks.
I hate when people go like, are you kidding? Why?
That's traumatizing.
Like why?
That's traumatizing.
Bro. You gotta go to the like inconspicuous.
No. Yeah.
There's always that one.
There's always that one bathroom that you know you can just relax.
Yeah, bro, like the one near the fashion.
Yes.
Bro, yes. That one or the one near O200. Usually nobody's in the one near O2 because there's the one right near 1200 and then there's the one near the voice and speech room.
Oh yeah,
you're right. And that's the one that's busy. Like I would
for my people in West Orange who went to West Orange High School, bro, there is this bathroom and it was like where like. It was the hallway where like the special ed kids were. But because of that, it was like a one person bathroom, so like there was no like you could lock it. Oh my god, bro. So everyone, if you had to go to that John, bro, like you would go to that bathroom. But the only issue was there was like a bad like smoking, like people would like
go there to smoke.
Yeah, they will not. Yeah, they would go there to smoke, but in all the bathrooms.
Oh, they would vape. Yeah.
Not even vaping. They would literally hotbox the bathrooms, like literal joints, bro.
No, bro.
Like they didn't care.
We had my school had this little like it was like the place where like the cafeteria was connected to it, so it was like where all the custodians went to like throw trash and stuff. But you can go through that to go up the stairs to classes. So like I had to go to like acting class at the end of the day or like beginning of the day depending on my year through high school, and we would go down that stairs and we would go and it would be like empty hallway, and it would be so empty because it would just be one long hallway with a camera and then the other hallways just didn't have a camera. So what happened was that I got there, I opened the door, and when I tell you like the smell smacked me, I was like, oh wow. And I actually had to like touch the wall to like stabilize, and like there was a security guard there. You know, it was like my balance was off, like that's how bad it was. And like there was a security guard there, and he's like, did you do this? Like I was just like, I just got here. Like I was just like it was that bad. Nah, it's crazy. Wild, man. All right, let's do two more. Not gonna lie, I have the best sex of my life in these study rooms. It's just so much better trying to be quiet while my boyfriend is down there doing this thing. At first I was nervous, but now after a few times, it's definitely a fave.
Which study rooms?
and
because they're open.
They're open, and now that they put that on there, people are gonna be like,
oh yeah, for sure. No. For sure. No, again, I don't know why people were like put like this, like nah, I don't know.
They have to be going at like 3, like something like crazy time. Nobody would go. Like everybody's slumped.
They can't do that John on my floor, bro. That John's like the main way people.
And there's like a window, like
exactly.
Nah, it's too hot.
Not on my floor.
Why are you in the study room?
All right, let's see. This is to whoever found an ID by the blood drive and spent like $50 in flex from it. F you specifically. Because I know that you got your shit. So.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. No. I'm chilling. Way to bring up the past.
I'm sorry. No, it's just as soon as I read it, I was like.
Yeah, I know you did.
As soon as you also got your shit snatched. Right?
As soon as I read it, I just remembered when there was like when you were recounting a story where you're like, I got you, and he just left. That's what I remember.
Dude, that shit was so
bro.
No,
bro was freaking spooked, bro.
I'll be scared too.
If you got caught trying to rob somebody,
no, I'll be scared in terms of like, imagine like I'll be like. I got like Panda or something, and I'm trying to swipe, and someone goes like, "I got you now," and I'm like with the food right here. I'm shaking in my boots. I'll be like this.
Yeah, no, he was like,
because I know it's not mine. I know it's not my card, so he's gonna be like, if
he ran,
huh?
He just booked it?
He ran, and then I had to run with him, calling the cops, and then the cops were telling me to stop. They were like telling me they were getting so mad at me, and I was like, I'm not trying to get fired.
I could now run,
bro. That's so
and then he
wild.
escaped in car park, bro. The cops are the most useless on campus cops, bro. I don't know if any on-campus cops are watching it. You guys need to do a better job,
bro. That
like,
shit
ass.
That's so funny. Cause I would feel like I'm in Rush Hour in one of those like chase scenes. If I start running after the dude that like stole my stuff.
Why Rush Hour specifically?
Because I'm just thinking of like the Rush Hour 3 when like they're running through the whole highway. Like that's what I'm thinking. Cause I'm going all the way to Car Park. Nah, with all these people. I'm
and
like,
he was in the student center.
Yeah, he was trying to buy something at the Amazon things. Like I'm like, bro, I locked all my cards. Are you dumb?
I could never, because again, like it would. First of all, the fact that you locked it, right? So it would be the shame of like people are gonna assume, damn, he's too broke to buy from Amazon, and then someone snatches me up and be like, you stole. So he's like, no, he's like a thief.
Bro has
nah,
no shame,
that's too much.
Bro.
Yeah, no, that'd be too shameful. That'd be too shameful.
That's so.
All right, last one. Ain't no way I just found a used condom in the Sam's bathroom garbage.
Wow.
People are doing it in the Sam's?
People are doing it everywhere.
Yeah.
People like, bro, I remember there was like my first semester last year as an RA, there was like condoms. Like during the summer bridge program, they said there was condoms like on the stairwell, condoms in the trash, like trash
in the elevator, bro.
In the like, bro, people didn't care.
Bro,
like it's a bunch of freshmen,
yeah.
and they're away for the summer, so they have no classes, and they just get to do like.
I heard stories my freshman year. I was in a relationship, so like I was just like, I didn't know anything. I didn't know anyone. I was literally going to class, getting out, and that's it. So I just heard stories from my friends, and I was like, damn, like you just have no control. It was actually funny because last week when I came up to record, I parked my car and I'm going up the little stairs from the parking lot, and there was just a used condom just there in the middle, like out. I was like, I stared at it. I was like,
bro, the elevator stories here, bro.
The what?
Like, bro, on like Thirsty Thursdays or like, you know, whatever, Freaky Fridays or whatever they call it, whatever. Like, bro, it would be like, we would be on duty and we would go up the elevator and go to the 8th floor, and there would just be like bras, like just laying in the freaking elevator, like used condoms and bras, like panties.
He said
panties is crazy.
He said panties.
Just chilling in the
elevator. And I swear that freshmen just get like worse and worse every year, like hornier and hornier. I'm like, bro. I'm like, damn, y'all, like, chill, bro.
I have one last one that I wanted to share because I didn't know how to feel about it. Someone said, your man looks like he drops common loot.
Common loot?
He said
from Fortnite. Like, when they drop it, it's just common loot. That, I told you, like, I wasn't targeted, but it was just like, wow. I felt disrespected. Like, I just disrespected him as a guy.
That's such a weird diss.
But it's such a diss that you don't know what to say about it.
It's like when somebody says like you look like somebody can draw you. You know, it's like so like it's so oddly specific that it's like, bro, what? Like you have to think about it if somebody says that to you.
Nah,
and they're like, damn, they just cooked me.
Because like, what would you say? Because that's her saying it to a girlfriend, like the girl. Like what? How would your girl react if someone was like, your man looks like you drop common loot?
I don't even know. I think guys would just get like. You know,
she wouldn't. You wouldn't probably.
She wouldn't really get it, but if they get it,
if they do get it, that's funny. I would think that would be funny, bro.
It's like you're like I don't even know. Like you're dating a basic bitch.
No,
that's really what they're saying.
It really is.
That's wild, bro.
All right, but that was the last of Montclair confessions and tweets. But yeah, so welcome back, guys. Like I said, this episode is about aspirations / dreams. We decided to get Elijah over here because it is his birthday today as well. So, woo! Obviously, when it comes out, this video, like it's not gonna be his birthday anymore. But it's the day we're recording, it is, and so because it's one more trip around the sun. How old are you turning?
22.
Hey,
22. Thank God, man.
Yeah, you're
okay. Relax.
Aren't you? You guys are.
I'm still 21. That's what I said. Like
you guys are both.
That's so crazy.
But it's like he's young.
Okay. Relax.
He's like the last one.
Relax. Anyway,
he's like the last one.
Relax. All right. Anyway. All right. But yeah, so it's just one more trip around the sun. So we kind of wanted to celebrate with that because we already talked about inspiration and we already talked about legacy. We want to talk about what our aspirations are. Of course, you guys already know that from our podcast, we are aspiring actors, all three of us. I'm already graduated, so I'm actually trying to be like fully putting in the work they're still in school. But yeah, I just wanted. I guess we can start off with you. Like, what is your aspiration?
Let's tone it down. Let's say, what are your goals and your aspirations within the next 10 years?
Within the next 10 years is just to be auditioning consistently, you know? I think, like, it's weird because, like, I feel like we try to put a time limit. Like, I don't know. I feel like when we're younger or when we're, like, just starting to get here, you, like, want to put a time limit on how much you should go for, like, acting. Yeah. Like, we're like, oh, if I don't get it in, like, 2 years, then I'll, you know, like, it's
you give up, yeah.
But I feel like, and this might just sound crazy, but I feel like there's, like, no, like, I don't think I ever want to give up. And, like, I just, like, I want to just keep trying because I know if I keep trying, eventually something will happen. And it's not even like I need to become famous. I just want to be able to do acting consistently where, like, I don't have to do another job. You know, like, I don't have to have a survival job to do acting. True. I think that's what I really want in the next 10 years. Obviously, that's hard, but I know I can get there. You know, I have, like, goals for, like, I know I'm a hard worker when it comes to acting, especially. So I think, like, you know, I'll get there one day. And I don't know. It's just, like, especially recently, I've been watching, like, all these fucking videos about, like, actors on actors. And then we had the workshop.
Yeah, true.
And it's just, like, they always, like, talk about, like, you'll never hear, like, an actor talk about acting like they hate it or, like, it's just their job. Like, they're constantly trying to improve. They're like, they love it. They're always doing it. Like, yeah, people take breaks, but, like, even Samuel Jackson, he was like, somebody was like, yeah, I need to take a break. And Samuel Jackson was like, no, that's when you go to theater. Like, it's like, he's just like, just do something different and just keep going. Like, keep improving.
Yeah.
And, like, that to me is just so inspiring. It's just like, you know, just keep working on your craft. Try to keep doing stuff all year round. Like, you know, obviously sometimes, like, especially here, it's like they can put people in, like, the plays and it's like, wait, what about, like, me? Like, I didn't get, like, I haven't been in a show and, like, you guys are not showing me any love, but, like, then we have to put it in our own hands and, like, audition. Like, then it's time for us to, like, okay, how can I improve while everybody else is, like, in a play or some people are not in a play. True. Or, like, we have scenes. It's, like, go super hard on your scenes. Like, do super, like crazy research and just be like, okay, like, I'm going to treat this scene like I'm performing in front of, like an actual wide audience, and I'm gonna try to do my best. I think it's just like taking the minor things and improving them, or just like I said, like auditioning for like bigger stuff. Yeah. You know.
Word. That's good. That's a good inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. To be a working actor. Yeah.
I feel like that's like, but I feel like that is like an aspiration that like we all kind of share.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's a little bit different because like it's about to be a month since I graduated. And in that month, like, I really have struggled with, like, the consistency of trying to find a schedule that works for me. Because, like, I have my parents and my older brother pressuring me to, like, get, like, an actual job.
Yeah.
As, like, a receptionist, as, like, this, that, and the third, that would give me money so that way I can do acting on the side. But, like, that was never the plan for me. Like, the plan for me, every time I thought about once I graduated, was like, at first it was like that childish thing of like, oh, well, like as soon as I graduate, I'm obviously going to have an agent, and I'm obviously going to get like auditions and stuff. But like now, like seeing it through here, it's just kind of like, I'm realizing how easy it is to connect with people, because like even talking with a friend that is a stage manager, she was like, oh yeah, I've worked on like shows in New York off Broadway, and I can get you like, you know, this to talk to the director and all these things. And I was like, word, like that's cool. So it's just like, because I don't have school anymore, that like takes such a big amount of time for me. I literally like spend my days at home, and sometimes like I would have like lazy days. So like for the past 2 weeks, I've had lazy days where like I have stopped going to the gym too, like all like even like that, because there's just nothing to do. And I think that's why like life as an actor is obviously you have to audition and you have to wait. So I have done that. Like I've auditioned on backstage, and then I just have to wait, and that's it.
Yeah, it's like.
And that's what sucks. Yeah. So like the thing is like, because the waiting game is so long, that's why like, for example, we're doing this. I'm like editing. I'm like recording my own YouTube channel as well. And like that's growing steadily. And like one video that I just made has like 1.6 thousand views already. So it's just the fact that like I'm like seeing like progress like slowly on like things that I'm working on. That like even if like let's say like because I'm still working at a pharmacy, so if I'm not scheduled for like X amount of days, that's fine because I can still work on like my actual aspiration and projects. It's just really difficult, but I think in 10 years I do have like that aspiration that you have, like I want to audition. But for me it's like a little more ambitious in terms of like I want to not just have like a consistent basis in terms of like just act and like survive off of acting. I want to do that, but I also want to have like I see myself doing these kinds of like side hustles on the long run as well. Like obviously once we go into acting and like you're doing a project, I'm doing a separate project, it's gonna be difficult to do it. But it's the fact that like because of the fact that you're not just known as like, hey, you're just like an actor that's auditioning and then keeps auditioning, but it's like, hey, you're also this. And
you don't want to put yourself in one box.
Exactly.
You want to be like multifaceted.
Exactly.
Man, I'm like, I want to do that too. I just like, for some reason, I just like, I just want to act, bro. I feel like I could try to direct, but like I don't know. I feel like that's like I don't even know the first thing about directing. You know, like we take a directing class because we have to, and like you get like some ideas of how it is. I could write, but I'm like I don't really know what I would like. I don't know what I could write, honestly. Like genuinely, like I don't know what I could write about. Like there's stuff I like to do, like. I like to play video games, but what can that like? It's less about like, oh, I like to do it. It's more like, how could I do that and like make it a side hustle where I'm making money off of it? Yeah, like I could like make videos. Yeah, I could make. Twitch. I could Twitch, but I'm like.
Or you could do like walkthroughs of like games. So like for example, like when I first started. I obviously started my own separate YouTube channel because I thought like the podcast is done, we're not gonna work on it because we have a separate schedule, so I'm gonna do my own thing. And when I started, I was like, well, I don't know what to start it about. And at first I was like, maybe I should do about acting and like just like acting videos, monologues, reviews of like plays and stuff. But then when I saw like reaction, I was like, oh well, like I watch a lot of reaction channels as well, and reaction channels are so huge. That I was just like, yeah, let me just start it like that. And that's how I started it. And like, even like I stopped doing it. I stopped in August and then I kept doing it in December. I started again. And I started like middle of December and now it's the end of January and I gained double the subscribers that I had. So I started off with like 16 subscribers and I just kept consistently doing it. Yeah. Like, for example, I still haven't reacted to a movie because that's just so much editing and so much time that I'm still learning to do it. I've reacted to like one TV show, but everything else has just been trailer reactions, and I've just been doing it on a consistent basis. And now I went from having 16 subscribers, and now I have 44. And like, that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
like,
it's like I feel like some people will try to like be like, oh, it's just
below 50 or something.
But like, you're still gaining subscribers.
Exactly.
Like, if you're gaining, you're doing something good.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I mean because the fact that it was like. People have commented on the channel and been like, you should do this, you should do that, and I'm like, it's like open conversation. It's interesting because like I feel like a big accomplishment on my end, where like in my head I was like, well, I didn't do this, I didn't record this monologue, but I'm growing in this sense. Yeah. So I feel like that's something that you can just try because that's like that can also be an aspiration, which is like you can be a multifaceted actor. Where like you don't have to wait until you get like discovered, even though we like we all hate that word as an actor.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about like doing TikToks just because I'm like it's so like TikTok is like almost I feel like you can really go viral so easily.
Yeah, there's so many streams of media.
There's so many like there's so much and like I feel like TikTok is one of those things where it's like. It's easy to get viral. It's hard to stay consistent. Like to consistently get views. Like Jersey Joe, like he had a bunch of viral videos. But he was never like averaging 1 million. Yeah. Now he's averaging 1 million views per. Like it's insane.
It's because he stayed consistent. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like for example, like the first few videos I have, even now I check on them, and it's like less than 50 views, and then like. I even told this to Khalil. Like, I made one reaction to like the Bob Marley movie, like the trailer. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think it was gonna get that many views, and that's the video that went to 1.6K. And it's the fact that like I was like, wow, like I didn't think that was gonna do like much. In fact, I worked harder on another video that didn't even get 10 views in comparison. So it's just like that's why like you do consistently, like that's something that's gonna happen.
Yeah, you're right, man.
It's consistency, bro.
Yeah, like even for the gym and certain like another
exactly.
for anything.
Like I tell all of like people who want to be solely actors that like you can do that. It's just like you got
so
be
many
so
other people
honed in.
Yeah,
and it's like already acting is already something that's already like really difficult to do, like or to get your foot in the door towards. So it's like I always tell people this, like
find something,
find another art form, because we all are multifaceted, whether we think we aren't or not, right? Like I found writing and all that different art forms that's gonna help with your acting.
I know.
You know, people who do stand-up comedy they end up finding a different route of like figuring out a character through them doing stand-up comedy.
People and figuring out a crowd.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, people who write understand like or are able to analyze characters a different way because they create characters. You know, people who direct are able to understand like story and the psychology around people. Because I was even talking to our professor Tommy about this today. Like because I was telling him I don't feel like I'm the greatest director, but I want to be, and he was like, well, it's just all just suggestion, and it's all what you end up learning about that person that makes them better fit the character, makes you able to suggest things that'll make them better fit the character. Right? So, because like he doesn't know everybody that he ends up working with, but he ends up learning a lot about them without them even having to tell him. Because of the character that they're playing and the choices that they're making, it gives him a clue on who they are as people, and he could suggest different things that'll make them, I guess, like fully form the character, right? And I was like, wow, I never thought about it that. But it's like, and he said he almost loves directing more than he loves acting because he just feels like there's just more, just like just meat to it. Like there's just more substance.
Yeah,
right?
no, I completely agree. I think when you direct, you like acting's so limited to like really one character and like multiple relationships, and then directing is like every character. What are their It's a lot more work, but like it's so much more like you're getting so much more like you said, like meat from the character. That's how. Oh my god, that sounded way worse because I said meat from the character.
Yeah.
All right, but
pause.
I thought you were checking if the mic was working or not.
I was like,
it's just interesting because like I realized that because I was watching How once when I went to the gym.
Which one?
Sydney Sweeney.
I haven't watched it. She's a good. I haven't seen them.
Anyone But You.
What?
The movie Anyone But You.
Oh, I was like, what?
I haven't seen it. Oh, it's mid.
Is it?
Yeah, you told me it was mid.
It's not. It's
yeah,
it's not bad. It's like extremely mid.
But I think it's because because she talked about it. She actually produced it. She has a production company. I didn't know that. Yeah. She has a production company, and she's like, yeah, well, I really like the cheesy rom-com of the 2000s.
I think that's what it was.
And she's like, I want someone to come out of it and be like, I want to love. I want to feel love and all these things. And I was like, wow.
That's why I don't feel like it's bad. I just think when you produce stuff like that, it's not conducive to like good acting.
Good acting.
Yeah, no, and I think that as a consumer you have to realize that. And I went in it seeing Sydney Sweeney, I'm like, oh, she's a great actress. Yeah. And I'm just like, this should be good. You know what I mean? She should be good as an actor. And it just makes me feel weird seeing someone perform so high in Euphoria, bro.
I've never.
Bro, in season 2,
I have never watched Euphoria.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna tell you like spoilers, but season 2 of Euphoria. I mean, you've seen the memes, like where she's like she's like bawling. Oh yeah, Jacobs. She destroyed that character. She killed that performance in Euphoria season 2. And then going to see that, it just makes me feel like as a consumer or as another artist, you want to see like a consistent level of acting from the artist, and that's just it was a little disappointing for me. But I get the point of the corny, cheesy rom-com, and it's just supposed to be fun. It's just supposed to be like, you know, a story where people could be like, oh, I want to have a love like that kind of thing. Yeah. You know? So I get that, and it was a fun movie. So I don't say it's bad, but I just like I really wanted more from it, like the acting.
I think. Like, I saw this, I didn't watch it, I just saw, like, it was like Sydney Sweeney needs, like, an ugly role. Wow. And that's crazy. I know that sounds crazy, but, like, I'm gonna give you an example. And it showed two pictures. It showed two pictures. It showed a picture of Charlize Theron. There's a movie called Monster.
Yeah, I've seen that, where she plays a serial killer.
Yeah. And she doesn't look anything like herself. She looks like the person she's playing. Yeah. And then Tanya, Margot Robbie.
Yes, that's what Sydney Sweeney needs. Yeah.
She needs, like a character that's not so look like, oh, I'm a beautiful blonde woman.
I get that.
Yeah. Like I need like a character that has substance. And the looks is like another.
She needs to play a dark. I mean, that's why in Euphoria she was so good because that was the closest to like a dark character.
But that's still kind of because, for example, like I haven't seen the show, but even seeing the memes and everything, she's just sexualized in the show.
Yes, but that's a part of the darkness of her character.
It is, but the thing is, like, for example, it's like now that you said Margot Robbie, like it is like her career is very similar to what Margot Robbie had because when it started with The Wolf of Wall Street, everyone she was just sexualized. It's constantly sexualized, and then even when going from The Wolf of Wall Street to Suicide Squad to doing all of these things, they were like constantly sexualizing her, even though she didn't like. It wasn't she that was like, oh, I'm like embracing this. Kind of like what Sydney Sweeney was doing, which she's not. And the thing, it's very similar because Sydney Sweeney, like I remember, she's like in the new Madam Web. Yeah, she's like Spider-Woman, and like all the comments from like YouTubers were like, "Oh, this movie's gonna be trash." And I agree, the movie's gonna be trash.
People have been saying, I don't really understand. Yeah, I'm open. I don't understand. I don't see why people are thinking that.
I'll explain to that in a little bit, but they were saying like it's gonna be trash, but at least we get to see Sydney Sweeney in a tight leather suit. Like that was like all the comments that were making.
Yeah, bro. And so like I feel like I'm so sorry.
It is terrible. It's not really good.
I feel like for so many like women in Hollywood, it's like. It's either like you're gonna have a role with substance, but that's so much less likely, or you're gonna have to like get sexualized, or like somebody was talking about it. I think Elise was talking about it. Elise Bednar. She was like, I feel like for the first few roles as a woman in Hollywood,
you're gonna get the eye candy.
Yeah, it's just like you're just gonna get like sexualized roles.
Yeah. And like, if you don't fit, if you don't fit that standard that like Hollywood wants as like eye candy, well, and I feel like that's the truth because that's also for guys too because. Like look,
be built, bro.
Yeah, bro. Because look at like Jonah Hill, for example. When he was like fat, like no disrespect, but that's just.
But think about it this way. Before you, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Before you say that, like think about it this way. Think about like the guys who've made it in like that are dramatic. They're all like well built people. Yeah. But you think about the people who make it in comedy, it doesn't really matter.
That's what I mean, yeah. But then look at Jonah Hill in Wolf of Wall Street. He found a character that fit that and it showed his acting chops. But then still no one was like putting him for actual other movies that were like that. Yeah, of substance. So that's why, for example, I have a fear of that. Because I know I'm not fat. But I know I'm not skinny either. Like it's like that meme that I said where it's just like, you can tell I work out. But you can tell I accept a cookie if it's offered. Like, it's that kind of that. I have that type of body. Yeah. And I'm no, exactly. And I'm average height, which for me, average height compared to you guys is I'm smaller than you guys. I'm 5'7", and you guys are like, like 5'10" and like 6'2", right? Yeah. So it's just like that's something that I fear because I don't want to be given like a role in a movie where it's just like, oh well, you have to work out and that's it. Because like that's what a lot of roles, especially like Marvel or like superhero films, had to do.
You have to be built now. I feel like a lot of the good movies are like don't require that. Like Oppenheimer didn't require you to be built, but that had like star power. Like you had to be like it was RDJ, Cillian Murphy, like.
And it's also like it makes me think because I was talking about this with my family. It was just like again like aspirations. Like I aspire to be an actor, kind of like Cillian Murphy or Christian Bale. That are willing to change their body, but not to that extent, not to the Christian Bale extent, because like that's like dedication. But like I'm afraid of that sense because, for example, I remember like for Oppenheimer, Cillian Murphy had to. He said he smoked a cigar, like at least six cigarettes, like a pack of cigarettes every day, plus an apple and a bottle of water to like lose weight and to have that like sunken face, and then he had to bounce back from that. That's crazy to me. Like the same thing for Christian Bale and The Machinist. The Machinist? I think it's The Machinist. Right. He did say he literally. Water? He said he's just it was apple water. Apple and a cup of water. But yeah, basically, long story short, that's an aspiration that I have is to have like kind of like that dedication. Yeah, because even Sydney Sweeney, first of all, because
a lot of
actors. I didn't think that because in my head, I still have that thought of like what the teachers are saying of like, oh my god, the acting is such this, then you have to delve deep, and it's like you do, but you also like you can have fun. And like you can still have fun, but like
looking at the actors, like I don't think they would do it if they weren't having fun.
No, yeah, but what I meant is just like in the level of like, for example, like not copying out, but like a lot of our movement teachers would be like, oh my god, but it's about this and this and this and this, and like making it so like
it's about discipline. They make it about discipline.
But yeah, they make it like, but they make it so like it like stresses me out, and it makes me be like, well, like that's too exhausting to do that, and. Yeah, so it was interesting because then in Hard Ones, again, Sydney Sweeney was just like, hey, for every character, I write like a whole entire journal. And I was just like,
she's talking about Euphoria.
But even Euphoria, but she said like any character at all. Because she said that even, for example, for, again, Spider-Woman, she said that like a lot of the comic art is her hanging upside down. So she begged and pleaded for her to come in for the first time in her suit upside down to honor that thing. And in my head, I'm like, that's a lot of dedication and stuff that like even now I still don't think about sometimes.
Really? You don't think to do the research on it?
No, like I do the research, but like the thing is in terms of like
so many minute details with acting. I feel like I'm sorry, but like people like especially like Tommy mentioned this in class the other day. Philip Seymour Hoffman, you guys know who that is? Yeah. Like one of the greatest actors. May he rest his soul, but like. He brought like a huge binder of stuff on set with him, and it was all of his character work, like this big, full of character work, and like that's why he's so good. It's like you can do that or you can method act, and method acting, it's like, and Ellen was talking about it. She's like she understands why people method act because it's so hard to like
do character
to come out of that like after to come off of, and you still have to do character work with method acting. I feel like it's just like it's so hard to like when they say cut to just like lose all that you just had and then have to bring it back to get another take instead of just like living that character, that essence fully. And I also, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if I could ever method act just because I feel like you can put people in harm's way with method acting.
That's dangerous.
It's also. No. I was gonna say it also makes you look like such a douche sometimes. Especially for example like Jared Leto, like sending.
I think it depends.
No, it's even worse. Yes, but the thing is like Jared Leto was like for Morbius because Morbius he was in crutches and he said that like he was still in crutches even after the shot to the point where like he was taking so long to go use the bathroom in between shots because he was still in crutches because he was gonna stay in character. Or through the wheelchair, that they had someone bring a wheelchair and wheel him and help him use the bathroom to come back to finish like the filming. Like that's so that is so obnoxious that I don't think I could do that. So like I would rather like start doing that practice of like doing journal for all of it.
I completely agree.
Because even
I was gonna say I kind of do that sometimes. With what?
Like I just write a page of like
history of my character. Exactly. Like I'll like do it from the perspective of my character, or I'll do like I can get creative with how I do character work, but it's like the reason why I would say I wouldn't say that I would never do method acting is if it depended on the role and like the role being like a good person, where I could learn from that person and take their habits. Like. You look at someone like Tom Hanks. I'm not sure if he did this.
Oh no, he does. No, he does method act though.
Yeah, but I don't know if he did it for Mr. Rogers. That movie did with Mr. Rogers as Mr. Rogers. Yeah. I would definitely method act as Mr. Rogers. You know how great of a guy Mr. Rogers was, like actually. And if you watch that movie, there was literally a situation where, in the movie, I think his wife was talking about Mr. Rogers' wife was talking about how like, oh yeah, like Mr. Rogers gets angry. Like people need to know that he gets angry. Like he's just like everybody else. Yeah, but how he gets that steam off is he literally will go into a pool if he feels like really really angry. He'll just swim laps.
That's crazy.
Back and forth, and that's how he gets off his steam. And then he'll go back home, and before he goes to sleep, he will pray. He keeps a list of the people who he said he would pray for. He would actually pray for them because his wife would be there. Like he would be at the bedside praying for these people, and then he would go to sleep. Like so, it's like you like look at people's character and like the characters that you're playing, and if you like know that these people might be like good people that could kind of positively influence your life and your routine, I would definitely method act, but never those crazy people.
Yeah, like Daniel Day-Lewis method acts. It's always like crazy because like these people method act. Some method actors is like, why do you method act? But like they're so good. Like Daniel Day-Lewis, I don't think I've ever seen him have a bad performance.
In Gangs of New York.
Gangs of New York as Bill the Butcher. Even though it's like kind of boring to me, There Will Be Blood, like him. What is his name?
Him and Lincoln.
And Lincoln,
yeah.
Like
he won the Oscar for it.
He won an Oscar. I think he also won an Oscar for There Will Be Blood.
I think he did too. He has 2 Oscars.
Like and I
don't remember if it was.
No. My Left Foot or something.
Something like.
I don't remember. Plays somebody with cerebral palsy.
Yeah,
and like, and he did ask for that one too. And apparently,
I think that was the one the first Oscar he won.
Yeah, it is. He won it in like the 80s or 90s.
Yeah, and it was like 2013. He won it for Lincoln.
Like it's like he's like, bro, it's like, dang, like why do you method act? But man,
you
so
get
good.
it from you see.
Like Joaquin Phoenix is the same way. Like he method acts and he's really good. But I haven't seen Napoleon, and I heard Napoleon wasn't the greatest.
I think it is from how we always say is like it's journaling, and then you just have to embody the character in that sense of like you figure out. Yeah, like you figure out like the biography.
It could start with journaling.
Yeah, because you have to figure out like the biography and like the whole life story of your character, and then you just go into the part of like, I think a lot of it has to do with meditation. Not gonna lie, because you have to like go into that mentality of like these are my memories. Everything that I wrote down, this actually happened to me, and going into that sense of like this is like this new person that I'm becoming, and like I think it becomes organic at one point, because there was a point where like. For example, when we did Anna, and people were like Cheche, and I would like immediately turn around because I started to embody the character when you do it. So I think that is method acting times 100 when you fully get into that thing where like you only respond to this character, you know the circumstances of this character, and you stay in those circumstances all the time.
Yeah, it's like you like.
It's a choice.
It's like you almost change your like psychology.
Yeah.
And I think it's also like that. It can be very mentally taxing. Like I've heard it is.
Yeah.
But speaking like you were talking about like memories. Like, or did you mention something about like memories of the character?
Yeah, no, yeah. Like when you journal, you have to like find those kind of memories.
Margot Robbie, when she did after, like she was talking to Cillian Murphy, and she was like, "What I do is I take like 3 core memories, and I like some of them can be mine also with the character, but I use those 3 core memories for the character." Yeah. And I was just like, bro, like
it's
that's
like, I don't know, acting's all about. I mean, I don't want to say it's all about, but like every actor has a different way of going about things. For me, personalization is my like means of getting into a character, and so it's like if I can somehow relate to a character through my own experiences, I'm in it. Like it's that easy for me because I associate my memory or that person's core memory essentially with my own, and I replace that person with me, or I replace them, or vice versa. You know what I mean? I replace my memory with theirs, or their memory with mine, and once I have that image in my head, that image is immediately reflected onto my scene partner. Yeah, and I mean, I'm in it. Like and it's like for those reasons, it's like I don't know. I think depending on the character that I'm playing, that's when I'll do the most like character work. Like when we were auditioning for Macbeth, like I've seen so many different iterations of Macbeth, and I really wanted to do Macbeth based off of my personalization, like because people can do Macbeth so many different ways. But when we were auditioning, I was in that little corner. I had my journal.
I can tell you were locked in. I was like, him and Isaiah are locked the fuck in. I was like, man, like I'm not getting this role.
Nah, bro. No. But like, I was like, bro, because I like was thinking of all the incredible people who played Macbeth.
Yeah, so many people.
And I'm like, bro, I gotta do my version. I gotta be like the Macbeth needs to be like Khalil and Macbeth kind of thing. Like, so I literally wrote like 2 or 3 journal entries from my perspective of using a core memory and inserting that core memory into the world of Macbeth. Yeah. Then I translated everything into that John. Like everything that was in Shakespearean language, I translated it to English, and I like kind of conjoined the journal entries with the translation, and I was like, I'm ready, bro. Like it's like I enjoy analyzing characters. I think that's something about
that's like one of the fun. I think it's either auditioning or analyzing the characters.
I think I'm a pretty good auditioner too. I like auditioning.
I love auditioning. I think it's because I get so nervous and like I get the butterflies where like it like makes me like I use it to my advantage because I'm like already on an emotional high, so then I just use that for the.
And then there's like it's like auditioning is just most of the time it's mostly preparation. Yeah. So it's just like if you could prepare like relatively, I don't want to say better, but like relatively well, then you're gonna be good.
I think that's my issue. I feel like I just don't prepare enough a lot of the times, and like that's my issue with auditioning. Maybe for character work, like what you just said, that just sounds too taxing for me.
Character work?
Yes.
Analyzing a character?
No. I meant like what you did for Shakespeare.
Just find your own like. What is something like you do like for yourself that like helps you like center yourself?
I listen to music a lot.
Yeah,
that's
so
what I
do.
Make
like playlists for a character.
Yeah,
and then,
like for example, like I remember like I listen to music or like cause like journaling for me, like sitting down and doing it has never worked for me. I like even for memorizing, because I remember like even
I do that sometimes.
She was like, I need to write it down multiple times, and I can't do that.
I do that sometimes. I really like it's a different like means of memorizing. It's weird. I don't know how to.
It is weird, but I find it I don't know. It's weird because, for example, like I go and walk my dogs, and I take out my phone, and I'm like, okay, this is the first line, okay, and I repeat it as I'm going with the given circumstances, and then I'm like, okay, and I keep on going through there until I memorize all of it, and then once I memorize, like that's what I mean, like I memorize all of it. Once I memorize all of it, then I'm like, okay, now it's time to do the actual like character analysis, because that's how I start. Like, my process is that. Or like I do it while listening to the specific music, like song or music that I can see myself in. The
memorization is already done before I do the analysis.
Yeah, but the thing is like that, like I'm doing the character like that, and then I can start doing the character analysis. But I've never, to this day so far, I've never written down like for a character.
Like you never like did anything in a journal. Mm-mm. Even during freaking like Heather's class.
Well, like the thing is like for Heather's class I had to, but like, the thing is like that was like I just.
So you don't do you not use like personalization?
Again, I do, but like I didn't feel the need to write it, like sit down and write it down. Like it just came organically as I was going through it. Like for example with Cheche. Like immediately, I knew like as soon as he was speaking about it, I would write it down. Like I would write it down on my script.
Yeah, I was like annotate.
Yeah, like I would write it down once, and then I would never touch that script again because once but like the thing is like I didn't like it was just that it was just jotting down something that Jose would say, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, and I'm there, and it would just be in my brain, and that's it. I never go back. That's what I mean. Like when everyone was just like, "Oh yeah, sit down." Even when Sydney was saying like, "I write journals and everything like that."
But that works for specific actors.
Yeah, but I'm saying that for me, it has never worked in that sense because with Cheche was like, I guess it's because I also have done like, Cheche was like a really complicated character in and of itself. So the thing is like, I realized the core memory of that I had was all about anger and betrayal and all of this. But at the same time, like organically, I started feeling a whole lot of other emotions. So I think it has come to me like that, but not in like sitting down and like doing like character analysis, which is weird.
Is it so? You're saying it's like more emotional than intellectual?
Yeah, for me it is. For me it is, and it's so weird because the fact is like, I would for one of the remember last semester Heather was like, tell me your process. And I wrote down. I didn't care because I already finished like college. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying I was like I already graduated, so it doesn't matter what I say in this assignment. Mm-hmm. But like I sat down and I was just like, yeah, I read the script, I annotate it, I make it into beats, and I memorize, and then I just find a song that I like, and then I just go through that. And I just said like that. And then she goes like, oh, it just seems like your process is a little bare bones, but if it works for you, it works for you. Yeah. And I was just like in my head, I was just like, it is bare bones, and I was like, I was like, is there something wrong with me as an actor for not doing that, for like doing that? Because I've always had that kind of trouble where like I was able to like feel it more doing it, and then like going back and then being like, okay, that's it.
I don't think there's an issue with that. I think you should give it a try.
Yeah.
Just to see what it brings out of you.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I mean, I was very similar in the beginning. Like when I first started training here, like I was all emotions. You remember sophomore year, Heather was telling me that I was over personalizing my things to the point where it was like we did gruesome playground injuries. It was me and Lay. Oh, yeah. And I literally like, and I was also going through something at the time, but it was like there was a moment where like we did our scene and like I had an eye patch on, and I was like my head was down and I was just bawling, bro, like doing the scene, and I look up and everyone is just like crying, and I'm like, what is happening? And then Heather's like, it's really interesting, Clyde. Let's have a discussion after class. No, bro. And she was like, yeah, you're just over personalizing it. You just gotta take it back a little bit, because my acting was just solely based off of emotion. There's no intellectual capabilities with my acting at all. Like since like sophomore year, I was only doing everything based off of emotion. I would come up with a circumstance in my head that related to the topic of the scene or the play, and I would literally just like the whole entire time I would just run through that with that emotion.
That's how could you like? I feel like I'm like at the point where I'm trying to like find a way to like I'm like that's like kind of how I'm acting right now, and I think it just the struggle is like finding the like specificity in that, because I feel like if you just go through like just with emotion, then sometimes it's harder to find like specificity.
Yeah, Tommy helped me with
that. Yeah, exactly, and that's what I'm struggling with right now. It's like I feel like I need to get so specific where like when I'm doing my character, I should know like if they're feeling some type of way, what are they gonna eat? Like what do they have for breakfast? Or like what is their relationship with this character? Obviously, that's with any character, but like like just being so like specific with how that character lives that it's even in like your physicality.
But it's you. Yeah, it's just you. It's literally how do you eat? You're going through how do you use this? Weird. How do you that? It's like because you're combining you and the character.
Yeah, I agree, but I feel like I know like you're combining yourself in the character, but I feel like that comes with how you portray the character, less on how like the character works in like the minute details.
Yeah, but I feel like again, like I don't know, because
at least I feel like that worked for me.
But like, and if it does, But it was just like the fact, like I remember, I don't know who said this. It was one of the teachers.
You trying to
very? I was just gonna say it was like very specific to go into that sense of like knowing how this character operates and all of that. And like every time I thought about it, I was like, that's just for me. I was like, that's just so extra. In my head, I was just like, that's so extra because like because like the thing is like I understand why, but for example, like, again going back to Anna, like Cheche's thing, where it's just like it doesn't matter whatever the fuck Cheche decided to eat that morning, because whatever he decided to eat, it just got ruined by what's his name? I forgot his name.
Santiago?
No.
Juan Julian?
Yes, by Juan Julian. It just got ruined. Or and that's what I mean. We're just like in that sense, it's just kind of like with Khalil, I agree in the sense of like it is like a mix of both. Because I remember like I think we just had like pizza. I had Panda, and then we went to the scene, and I was like, man, I was like, Panda sucked today, because it was like that. Where, like my mood was
Panda was fucking
ass. Yeah, because like that's what I had in my brain when I was like, damn, like what's that called? The salad, the place, the bowls.
Freshens?
No, the other ones. In the student center. The one that we always
Halal Shack?
Halal Shack, yeah. I was like, man, fuck Halal Shack today. Because it didn't have this specific thing. And then as soon as I saw Juan Mulan's face, I was like, no. Like, I was like, you're the dude that served me food. That was so ass today. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know. It just came to
your
me.
personalization.
That was the personalization. I was just like, I was so mad. Because you don't understand. I was looking so forward to, like, that day specifically. I was looking so forward, like, to halal. And then it was like, yeah, we don't have any. It was closed. I was like, and I remember like I saw it was in the rehearsal. I saw Juan Julian there, and I was just like, man, fuck you. I was just like, and it's just like, I was in the scene, but like my emotions was like, this is how I felt when I was denied food. Like I was like that. I was just like, that's what I mean. It's just like it just comes to me like that, where it just like it wasn't me being like, oh my god, I need to keep this emotion from this memory and just keep it there. Mm-hmm. It was like, I'm there and I'm so like lost in like the scene that like I'm like I just immediately recall this something that happened. Mm-hmm. For example, when all you guys were screaming at me, I was like, no. When all you guys were screaming at me, especially as a lolly right here in my fucking ear screaming, and I was like, oh, I'm about to respond. And I'm like, but I couldn't respond as like myself. But I was already chiche, and I had this fucking mustache on. That was so uncomfortable, and I was just like. Everything that I felt, I was like, and then when I actually like screamed, I was like, I did it, and like I felt it through there. But it was because of the fact that I was like, oh damn, I remember this is how I felt. It was just like I was reminded of a day like back in sophomore year where like everyone was like already ganging up on me for I don't know what I said, some out of pocket shit I said I think or something, and like everyone was ganging up on me, and then I like those emotions like bubbled up, and I was just like, oh, like immediately it just went through there, and I was just going through the motions. Which so it was just weird when I think of it into acting into a more intellectual thing. But yeah,
I mean, to answer your question, Elijah, like the specificity of like what I've been learning to do in terms of not putting like solely putting emotion into it. Yeah, I just like I think it also really helps with whatever director you're working with.
That's true.
Because specifically, if we're going to talk about Anna, like, Paloma was also extremely difficult. I went into Anna thinking Paloma was one character and going out thinking he was a completely different. So it was like, not only did Jose, the director, help us, like, or help me, what I would do in terms of annotating, I would keep my emotion, keep that personalization there for the specific scenes, and it would be based on, like, I guess like the arc of the character, right? Because Paloma in the beginning, he's happy, he's content with where he's at right now because nothing's different, everything's the same. Then it goes up and up. You know, my wife is having an affair, blah 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 blah. I'm figuring all this stuff out. I'm getting angry. That's when I start to add that personalization in. Because when you're chilling, everything's normal. You're normal. You're just you. You're just
you can't have a memory to
that. I mean, it's just life. Like right. So then. When stuff started getting more complicated for his arc, Jose was giving me like these little notes, right? And I think I wish I could find my script, but like if you were to go through my script, there would literally be like questions on each line. Instead of it being like act this way, it would literally be like, what happened in your life where someone made you feel like this way? What happened in your life where someone made you feel like, based on each line or scene,
and it would just come.
It would be a question, and every single time I answer that question, it would be different. It would be a different answer to that question, which would provide a different outcome emotionally for me each night or each. And sometimes you would even see when we would be getting lit in the dressing rooms. I would have my script and I would be emptying stuff because like the music we playing, or people would have their headphones on, and I'd be like, hold on, like let me lower the volume.
No, yeah, when he did that, I was so pissed. I was like listening, and I was like,
because I have to do
that, and he did it, and I was like,
to make things different. Because
I get it.
That was one thing that Tommy told me about myself that I never realized, was that when I have one specific emotion, I have one specific emotion throughout the entire scene. And so if I have a different question to ask myself throughout the scene, or as the scene is going, or like there's the scene with me and Yaz where like, oh, this book will be the end of us. Like that scene, it was like in the beginning, the question I remember asking myself was like, you know, like, what does it mean to be in like a happy relationship right now, right? Because that's the beginning of the scene. By the end of the scene is like, what does it mean to have someone ruin your relationship? Like, what would happen if someone just destroyed your relationship? Someone that you thought you liked at that, right? Because Juan Julian, I thought I liked, or Palomo thought he liked, because another lector, someone reading, he's a nice guy. I'm also by the fact that Palomo's also gay. Yeah. Like, I'm like, I like this guy. You know what I mean? So then now it's like, this guy's having stuff's going on with his wife. Yeah. I'm like, I thought I liked you. This is even hurtful for me. For me to like you or think that you're attractive, but then like I can't have you ruin what's like the normalcy of my life right now. Yeah. True. So it's like all of that thing, all the annotations and the questions and all of that, that's what's going to make your emotion very specific, because there's different ways to be sad. There's different ways to be mad.
Yeah, and you know angry. I mean? Yeah, I get that. Yeah, like that's where I'm at. I'm like, I just need to find like
the question
that specificity, like when I'm in heightened emotions, but also I also mean like when you're normal. Like when you're normal. Like I feel like because we have a different type of normal than like a character does, because it is at the end like it is a completely different person. Like we have our lives. We live our lives a certain way because of the way we grow up, the people around us, where we live. Like, you know, like we can all relate because we live in New Jersey. Like, and we all have certain things that we say because we live in New Jersey. And you guys have different things that you say because you live in North Jersey, and I live in the Central. So it's like I
heard Sally said Central, and I was just like,
but like
he said Central. I was like, if you say so.
It's like even to that note, it's like finding, and maybe that's like maybe I should take like step by step and just try to specify.
That could be your aspiration.
Yeah.
Hold up. Okay. No, I mean that's given if you want to like be in the normalcy of the character, that's just given circumstance.
Yeah, and I think it's just like
and you're just overthinking that, right?
No, it's not even. I just don't know how to explain. Like sometimes I feel like I can the stakes are not as high, like even in like, because I feel like this with the character, like especially with a good character, and like we're learning Chekhov right now, like the stakes are always high. Like, even when things are normal, like that character's thinking about like I feel like me and the character should.
But how do you deal with stuff when you're going through things and you don't want to necessarily bring it out?
Like I'm I know how I do it as a person. I'm just like. I don't even know. Like, I don't even know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but I just want to be the next Denzel Washington.
And that's the aspiration, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I mean, no.
You didn't say yours.
You said yours?
Yeah.
Oh. And the next time, I'm going to make mine dumb quick. In the next 10 years, I know that my aspirations, I have big ambitions, and I know that they're not going to be done within the next 10 years. But I hope to get my foot in the door through it. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen in the next 10 years, but like I would hope that my big ambitions are coming to fruition, you know, at some point within the next 10 years. In terms of me being a showrunner, that's my dream. That's my main goal within this creative process. So I hope that that's the case, that I can become a showrunner. But you know, it is possible before 30 to be a showrunner. Maybe it's possible, depending on who I meet and where I get myself into the next 10 years. But I guess, a reachable goal for me in the next 10 years is to be a recurring, you know, guest star on a show. That's pretty much it. I don't have to be in any big movie. I don't have to be in any award-winning things. Just to be a recurring guest star in a show.
Yeah, I want to be a lead star in a show. I'm gonna say that. Not to one up you, but it's just like.
I thought you answered yours already.
No, I did. It was just an add-on.
I want to have 5 Oscars.
Because I actually have a list. I'm big Denson.
Because the thing is, like, in 10 years, right, I would be 31, right? And by 31, I feel like, especially if we do it consistently, first off, one of our aspirations, one of our aspirations is to have for this pod at least to be in the top 5, and then we can be like, all right, we're done. This is our last episode, and that's it. And you can watch us.
I want to be our last episode when we can have like other actors.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
What I'm saying is like, Rami,
Bro, throw Rami on a podcast.
Like, yeah.
But yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, for me, creatively, in 10 years, I will at least want this pod to be so that way we can have other actors in this and everything. Kind of like our own actors on actors circle talk. It'll be dope. Yeah, it'll be dope. But I do think that, like, for example, like seeing how if you work with someone and you get a project and you can rise up to stardom, and like it's like I don't want stardom, but I want to be in a place where like the next project that I'm in, it would be because someone thought of me as they were writing it. That's what I wanted to do. Because I feel like that's enough time for me to actually work on like consistently.
You're acting.
Like, work on it. But like, because the thing is like when it gets to the point where my agent will be like, hey, blah blah blah, like again, dream, but like Christopher Nolan like wrote this and like
why
again, but yeah, dream, but like it's like Christopher Nolan wrote this movie and he's thinking about you. You just have to audition because there's other people around it, but he is favoring you.
Like he did with Cillian Murphy. Well,
exactly.
Cillian Murphy, I don't even think other people auditioned. He was like, I have a character in mind.
For you, yeah.
And he was like, I want you to play Oppenheimer, which was smart because Cillian Murphy kind of does look like
especially because of the fact that like it doesn't even have to be a period piece, but just in general, because of the fact that like, and like not Christopher Nolan specifically, but director like him, first off, he's like he meets like wherever you are, he flies to you. And he sits you down and he gives you the script and it's like on red. It's red on black.
Red on black.
And he's like read it, let me know what you think, whatever. But he just gives you like he sits you down and he explains to you. So the fact is like it's the fact that like I would get to a point in my career where like I would do this and this could be a side hustle that's like really big, but also it would be me being sought after by people that I'm looking up right now. That's at least my big aspiration in 10 years.
I mean, hey, if I'm a showrunner, then maybe I'll write something.
No, yeah, he's my golden goose if acting like if I don't get if I don't get like audition. Nah, I'm kidding. No, but yeah, that's the big thing. I feel like I guess even though we rambled about acting techniques and everything, it's because of the fact like I've said this a bunch of times, but we are passionate about acting, and I feel like our aspiration and dream is not just to be famous, because so many people are like, I want to be famous, I want to be an actor, I want to win an Oscar. I don't care about the Oscars like that. I'm gonna be like, I've said it, I've been vocal about it, and if I win and they show this on stage when I'm like accepting my award, I'll be like, I don't know, but I'm saying like if like my face comes up to the screen, I'd be like, I hate the Oscars. I don't like the Oscars.
They wouldn't play. They would play it in like one of those Instagram pages.
Exactly. And I would
Dennis.
I would have been like, I don't care. I have an Oscar. Like, but like, again, it's because I feel like I'm not doing it to win an Oscar. My goal is to just work hard enough to inspire other people to do this thing. Because I was a freaking kid that didn't understand a lick of English. And I saw movies, and I was like, I want to be a part of this because it's impactful, yeah. So if I am able to do that while being sought after by like filmmakers that I freaking love and like get inspired by, that's where I know I made it. Yeah. So that's my big aspiration.
I think that's my biggest goal in acting in general.
Yeah.
Not within the next 10 years, but just in general. Like, to create something or be a part of something impactful or just beautiful. Because even if that thing isn't like Oscar worthy or like Academy Award winning worthy by whatever standards, like if it's beautiful and impactful by my standards, and it's like, for example, I've said this before, but Forrest Gump is literally my favorite movie of all time, and I think it's the most impactful movie for me as an actor and what kind of transitioned me into wanting to be an actor. And so if I can make a movie on the level of Forrest Gump, which that's a high standard, I would be good with acting. Yeah. Bro. Like I wouldn't have to really run for any other like Academy thing or like Emmy or whatever.
I never cared for the Academies or stuff like that, because it's like, especially with the movies that we've seen recently, where like, for example, like Avengers Endgame, where like I saw the like capitalistic aspect of movie making, where it's like a whole bunch of people just screaming like their hearts out and like crying and all of these kinds of things, and I'm like, damn, I want to be in a movie like this that makes people feel this. But then going into a movie like Oppenheimer, where like the like scenes would happen and everyone would just be quiet, as credits roll, or like The Iron Claw, where like the credits were rolling and everyone was just sniffling and just like because it was impactful, and like that's what I mean. Where like I want to make movies like that, where like if I can make a movie where people are like, damn, like if I can make them talk about this movie for like the next 10 years, like Interstellar, where like the song,
literally anything that's just impactful.
Like the song from Interstellar, Get Out. But like I'm saying, like Interstellar, for example, like that song has become synonymous with like
something that's iconic.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's just something that's going to transcend media that
and time
people haven't done before.
And that ties back to legacy because it transcends media and time to the point where it doesn't matter if I die like young or if I die old or whatever, but if they see my picture, like if they see a specific movie or scene or a sound from a movie that I made or I helped produce or whatever, they're gonna be like, damn, like that was something Dennis. That's Dennis or whatever. Like that is something that's my biggest aspiration in general.
Yeah,
but
I think you guys have summed it up. My biggest aspiration is to be part of something bigger than myself.
Word. And with that being said,
we're gonna finish off with recommendations. We tried to do those things, but then Khalil would never watch the things I would tell him. So
like you would watch any of the stuff I
tried.
Exactly.
I tried. I don't have a Hulu account when you said stuff, but it's fine.
So,
like, but yeah. So we're gonna do. So we can do. We recommend movies or TV shows, and then the plan is next episode we will talk about them. Obviously, since you're a guest star, you can recommend them a show, and we'll talk about it in the next episode. And then even next time we'll have you, like you can even talk about like a new show or any show that we recommended, and we can bring it back.
All right, bet.
All right. Yeah. So you can start.
You guys need to watch Beef.
I'll put that. No, I said that in
He said that in episode 5.
Oh wow.
No, it was in the third.
It was Donovan's. When you were like, beef. No, you're good. You recommend it. I still haven't watched it. That's what
I'm picking something.
Alright.
You guys should both watch Breaking Bad. I'm on season 4.
I haven't. Oh, I haven't finished.
Well, I didn't. I'm like in.
I'm on season 4.
I already watched it.
It has amazing acting performances. And it has a really amazing script.
Okay.
Why do I? Okay.
Because I ended off. So I'm the one that intros and outros.
That is not true. I outro sometimes.
All right.
Whatever. I recommend Dave. I love Dave.
Oh, from FX?
Yes. The freaking Little Dicky. It's just like you would never think it was like it has like substance. Yeah. Like you would almost think it's like kind of like one of those sketch kind of like shows because he seems like that kind of guy.
Yeah.
But like nah, there's like an actual story to it, and like there's like really good acting and scenes in it. The guy who one of the guys who's in it is in Anyone But You with Sydney Sweeney.
I haven't seen it.
But his name's Gata. I think he's also a rapper. I don't know if he's like a joke rapper or like Lil Dicky or I don't know. But Dave is hilarious, and it's actually like you would be surprised watching it. There are some moments that are kind of weird because he's a weird guy.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, it's still a really good show. It's like almost it gives me like white Atlanta.
How long is it?
There's 3 seasons so far, and there's so many crazy guest stars.
How many episodes?
So that scene,
like 10.
that thing you showed what Jack Harlow was.
There's so many like Brad Pitt is in an episode.
What?
Yes, he completely creates an episode around Brad Pitt.
No way.
Like, bro, it's like it's ridiculous. You'd never thought I would see like movie star Brad Pitt in a TV show casually.
Okay.
And it's really good.
So how about this? So by next episode when we record, we'll at least watch like 3 episodes or 4 episodes of whatever series, like both like Breaking Bad and then yours and mine.
I'll do one.
You
think I have time, bro?
Bro, you stay up until late just watching TV.
No, I stay up until like doing work,
right.
bro. Like, what are you talking about?
2 episodes.
Breaking Bad is an hour-long episode.
It's like 45. Yeah, that's like an hour. Let me not just
fine. 1, sure.
At least 1. I'll do 2,
okay,
but at least 1.
All right. So my recommendation is also a series. It's on Netflix. I don't know if I recommended it before, but I'm gonna recommend it again because I don't care. It's called Altered Carbon.
You did recommend it.
I don't care. You have to see it. It's a murder mystery, and it's set in the future. It's set in the future where basically, like, the premise is just that human beings were able to download their consciousness into these little disc things in the back of their necks. So society has become really like lost, where like you have like people that they can just like take out their bodies. No. Nah, right. But they can take out their little disc things, and they can put themselves in, like, I can put myself in a woman's body, in a child's body, in an old man, and like it makes you question like what mortality is. And okay, relax. It makes you question like what mortality is. Like, no, because it goes dark. Like it gets really dark into like the episodes. But like it's like literally the guy that got murdered is a rich guy that is still alive, because the rich guy, like the rich people, can just copy their consciousness over and over again, while like people in very, very poor areas have to like survive somehow. So it really goes into like, well, like it's like very sci-fi, but it's really good. I like the first season. It's like a murder mystery. It's really good. Second season, it's not as good, but the first season is really good.
Bet.
I bet.
Other shit.
All right, guys. Well, that has been our episode on Aspirations.
This has been our episode on Aspirations.
This has been our episode on Aspirations.
It's okay.
Listen, we aim to be bigger. What did you just say? To do things bigger
than ourselves.
Yeah, like greater than myself.
Yes, we aim to do projects that are bigger than ourselves. Strive for greatness. Strive for realisticness. But just to have fun with life. You know?
I don't like being cut off like that.
That's cool.
Crazy. No, that's just crazy. That's just crazy. No, because he kept going. All right. Anyway. So yeah, guys, like he said, we just aspire to do bigger things than ourselves. Greater things than ourselves. Relax. God damn. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. We hope that you guys enjoyed. Again, thank you, Elijah, for being a part of this.
Happy
Let's
birthday.
go. And as always, guys, my name is Dennis.
I'm Khalil.
And I'm Elijah.
And thank you so much. This has been Tales from the Dorm. See you guys.